are exploring Vatican City. So we are going to go to the Vatican Museum, the Sistine Chapel, and St. Peter's Basilica. We are going to try to fit in some bites for lunch. We have a really good pizza spot picked out. After, we have a cooking class booked at 4:30. We're gonna make some pasta, some tiramisu. I've got a really busy day. While we accomplished everything we set out to see, the day definitely could have gone smoother. So while we take you through our day today, we're gonna make sure to call out the mistakes we made so you can avoid them. Before hours of museum, basilica, and chapel tours, I need some coffee.
Grazie mille.
Cheers. I got this pastry with lemon and almond in it.
All right, we're getting some food in there and then we're gonna head towards the Vatican. Let's go. We are in the queue to go into Vatican City. So we are in a line for our ticket at 10 a.m. Hopefully we don't have to wait very long, but we shall see.
We're very confused. We waited too long to book our tickets, and so the actual Vatican Museum tickets were sold out. And so we booked through a tour company, but then we had to go across the street. I don't know. We got our tickets.
Drop it.
Get us out of this mess, please.
It is busy. I think we bought our tickets through like a tour guide, but we didn't have a tour. However, they're the ones that get your tickets. So you're in a herd of like 200 people, but you're relying on this one person to get your ticket for you. So all in all, it really wasn't that bad, but it's like 30 minutes. Now we're headed into the Vatican. Everything's okay.
The ancient bronze pine cone is where we're gonna start this tour.
The Vatican Museums. The glories of the ancient world displayed in a lavish papal palace, decorated by the likes of Michelangelo and Raphael.
We spent about an hour admiring the collections within the Vatican Museum. In truth, we probably would have spent longer if we could, but it was very crowded and they keep the crowd moving at a pretty steady pace through the museum. Grand finale of the Vatican Museums are the Raphael rooms, which lead you straight to the Sistine Chapel. The Sistine Chapel was probably one of the most amazing pieces of art we've ever seen in our lives. But unfortunately, you are not allowed to take photos or videos in the Sistine Chapel.
It all comes down to money. In 1980, a restoration effort was funded by the Nippon Television Network Corporation of Japan, and as a result, Nippon gained exclusive rights. The contract actually expired, but to protect the art from flash photography, they left the ban in effect.
Okay, bowl.
My brain actually can't comprehend everything we just saw and learned in there, and I'm in information overload. Garrett immediately stopped and got this poke bowl that he's eating behind me, but as per usual, he went the healthy route and I'm looking for pizza. Let's go find some.
So we're going to this pizza place. Lauren does a very good job of researching food places to go eat in every city we go to. You can always tell because there's always a long line at all the places she picks.
So this is where traveling becomes a bit of a game of weighing your opportunity costs. Today is our last day in Rome. Hopefully we pass our COVID test later. We're running out of time. We have a cooking class scheduled for 4:30. It's 2 o'clock. We're standing in line for this pizza place. It's moving slow. And so the question becomes, do we wait in this line or do we go to St. Peter's Basilica? Or do we attempt to do both? Sitting here going back and forth and back and forth. Do we stay in this line to go get to another line? What if we leave this line, then we don't get the pizza, and then we get to St. Peter's Basilica and we can't get in, we don't get to do anything? So we're just going back and forth and still trying to figure out what we're gonna do. An hour later, we have our food, and I have a soupli. They had all kinds of souplis in there. Like, it looked wild. They had like carbonara, like ragu, every pasta imaginable. It seemed like they had it in a fried ball. This is it on the outside. It feels very crunchy. Close up. It is basically fried spaghetti. And pretty good. And now, the moment we have all been waiting for. I got a little wild when I went in there. And I got a lot. I have a classic pomodoro, tomato, fungi, mushroom, basil. I have a sausage and an artichoke. Honestly, I just went in there and after standing in that line for an hour, I wanted to try everything. I wasn't gonna just get like one little slice of pizza. Sausage and artichoke. Start with that one. Bug. Classic. Tomato, basil, and mushroom. Wow, wow, wow. This is fantastic.
We are headed to at least try and explore a little bit of the Vatican City Square before we head to our cooking class. Lauren is walking and eating her pizza dangerously close to the cooking class, but it looks good. She just might be a little full.
St. Peter's Basilica. Be aware that there's a strictly enforced dress code to get into St. Peter's. And unless you arrive very early or late in the day, long security lines can be a problem.
That's the security entrance. And this is the line. My biggest piece of advice if you're planning to visit Vatican City, you know, St. Peter's Basilica, the Vatican Museums, the Sistine Chapel, is to book a tour. There's a lot of tours that will let you in early. They will do like before open hours. They'll get you access. There's really no lines. Today was, it wasn't a bad day. I think it just didn't live up to our expectations. Honestly, we've been having a really, really good trip. Everything was like coming up aces. And so, you know, if something had to go wrong, I mean, this is it, but we are definitely not going to make it into St. Peter's Basilica. I think honestly we planned a lot in the first half of our trip, and then by the time we started thinking about the last day, we just had lost steam. So it is what it is. It's a bummer, but we're still gonna take in Vatican City and enjoy what we can. I'm really stressing Garrett out by making him get in this line, but we saw that the line was moving super quick, and it's looking like we might actually get a peek of St. Peter's Basilica. You're nodding yes because I'm making you anxious?
We're gonna have to sprint.
I take back all my negative thoughts, all my negative vibes.
This is really cool. We're gonna get to see it very quickly, and then we're gonna probably run as fast as possible to this cooking class. So it should be fun.
St. Peter's is the greatest church in Christendom. Built on the memory and grave of the first pope, St. Peter, this is where the grandeur of ancient Rome became the grandeur of Christianity.
It's impossible to capture the scale of St. Peter's, but even if you've been to 100 cathedrals in Europe, this one will still take your breath away. I can't see us, gotta give the Pope a wave. Okay, I was being really dramatic earlier. You definitely don't need a tour, you could do it by yourself. Rick Steves, 10 out of 10 once again. Maybe just do a little better time management than we did. Power walking, gonna try not to be late. We're pretty close. Despite all this rushing around, we were actually one of the first people to arrive, so we had time to enjoy a welcome drink and a quick snack before jumping in to make tiramisu.
That takes about 5 minutes.
No muscle, man.
Oh, look at that. Doesn't look very appetizing. Maybe don't serve it.
With our tiramisu in the fridge to set, we got our hands dirty making pasta.
Start to beat everything together. One mix, one hand of flour.
Mine just kind of started.
You're doing great.
Right? Like you're doing a mountain of pasta. So pick it up a little flour, wash your hand, literally wash your hand with the flour on the dough, like this. Wash, okay? And you keep going. Okay, so fold and fold. Now.
Time to get this one looking like that one.
Good.
Just give it a little pat for good measure. Next we made the hand-cut fettuccine.
Right, here's closer. So, hold on a second, let me move this one away.
You have a knife, remember?
A little more puffy if you want to.
And then some ravioli. Finished product, my carbonara. And Garrett got his with a pesto. Everyone else is still eating. Now I get to try a ravioli. With very full bellies, we set off for one last nighttime stroll through Rome before heading home. One of those lucky moments when Google Maps just happens to route you down a beautiful bridge at night. We're crossing the Bridge de San Angelo, or the St. Angelo Bridge. The Castle of San Angelo behind us. The Vatican over there, and it's truly a beautiful stroll home. It's a creepy light just going wild up there. Seriously, no better way to end this trip than with a nice drink, with some snacks, with a view.